the whole planet Earth. I'm gonna say peace to all the original people out there. That's the black, the brown, and the yellow seed. We all one. No matter what they say, we won. It don't matter where you at on the planet Earth if you're an original person. We all one. Now, what I want to get into is how the devil try to divide us and try to make us think that we all different. But in all actuality, we one. So wherever you at, I want you to take this knowledge from the original man. I came from the wilderness of North America. And I'm gonna let this shit be known to every person on the planet Earth.
Most of the so-called Africans or African American people are actually indigenous to this land. You know, they were already here. Columbus didn't find nothing new. There were already people here, you know, and he was in search while he was studying prophecy and scripture, trying to find a holy people that were promised a land that was located to the west, which was essentially us. And when he came on this land, he called us Indians because he thought he landed in India, which it wasn't true, you know. But we're melanated people. Some contain a little bit more melanin than others, you know, but we're still indigenous to this land. This land is ours, you know. So all this reparations and stuff that they want to give, you know, 40 acres and a mule or whatever, that's frivolous. That wouldn't account for anything, you know. That's blasphemy against our people, black and brown. We need our land back, point blank. There's no amount of money that can substantiate the amount of killing and bloodshed that's been done on our people, point blank period. You know, so I don't know, it would be the somebody me asking you, hey, how much do you think you're worth? Are you worth 40 acres and a mule? Oh nah, I think you're priceless.
Yes, welcome back to the podcast. Beloved, this is indeed your brother Big VJ checking in. Today's conversation, we're going to take our time. We're going to put a concept on the table with the intentions that the concept that we put on the table will answer a lot of the questions that the brothers have, right? Because we went in the comments and there's some great questions that's there. So, you know, that's going to be today's conversation, right? We're going to talk about the original nations of the planet, the original peoples of the planet. We're going to talk about Asiatics. Therefore, beloved, we're going to talk about you, right? Because you are Asiatics. We're talking to the black seed, the brown, the red, and the yellow. And we're also going to talk about why we use that term, what that term actually means, right? There's a few things that I want to discuss before we do that, right? Because we got a brother named 10 Speed. And we really going to kind of like, you know, primarily this conversation can be based off his question, because he wanted to know, like, why do we refer to peoples of colors as they one of us, right? Because we're talking about our sister Kamala Harris, and we identify her as our sister. She's from India, right? She's East Indian. So, you know, even though we're not going to vote for our sister, we can identify that she is our sister. She's Asiatic, right? We're going to really talk about what that word Asiatic means. But our brother Chinsby is he's asking this like, yo, why do you include a lot of people in your conversation that they don't identify as one of us, right? Like South Asians, Latinos, which is the brown seed, etc., right? Okay, so we're going to have a conversation about that. That's powerful. Other brothers ask that question, but they ask it in a different way. They kind of go down the line of this multicultural thing. Like, V, you kind of kicking like some multicultural game. And we're going to explain that, because multicultural to any black American, that's code for get ready to get on the back of the line. Because you playing the multicultural game, they just going to put every other ethnicity in front of you and put everybody else behind you, right? Okay. We're going to have a conversation about that. There's another question we're going to have to get back to. It's from WB. WB sent us a link and he want to know our opinion on something. The only thing is, though, that link, it takes us to Facebook, and that Facebook page, it got like 20 videos on there. So WB, if you're listening, what video do you want us to have a conversation about? Just point out the video, because that link, it drops us like 20 different videos is on that thing, right? So once we get that from you, we'll be straight. Our brother 2 RNIC, right? We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you dropping the comment. We can easily have a conversation about why the hook nose or the small hats was ran out of so many nations around the planet, 109 to be exact, right? And if you kind of like, they call that today, once you start talking about how come small hats were expelled from so many different nations, they call, oh, that's a racial trope, this, that, you know, it's anti-Semitism. You know what I'm saying? But actually, we can explain that in part of today's conversation when we start talking about Asiatics, right? It's a land thing, why they was expelled so much. Matter of fact, I do one better. I say it this way. You know, small hats are really just Eastern Europeans that rose above the rest of their brothers and sisters from Europe, right? They came up with an invention, and this invention is called money. Small hats invented money. Now, I want you to hear me, and I want you to hear me good when I say this now. Money is magic. Money is a trick. It's magic. It's a magic trick. In fact, I go so far to say that money is the greatest magic trick that the world, that planet Earth has ever seen, right? Money is also a curse. The reasons why small hats was kicked out of so many different nations on the planet is because they came into these nations with a religion and a money scheme. And once they introduced both to the people, even though that government can kick them out, they were stuck with the curse of money now. They couldn't figure out how to go back to business as usual without the money. They were stuck with it. Once these folks come in and they introduce money, you're stuck with the money. So you can kind of go back. If you look at history, you start looking at money, right? You can trace money all the way back to the Great Ezra Synagogue in Kemet. This is in Cairo. This is going all the way back to the 9th century, right? This is the first time you see small hats pop up with something called letters of credit. That today we call it money, but it was called letters of credit. You know what I'm saying? This is a scheme this is a magic scheme they're working. Before then, because I want to be real clear when I say that, when I say this, pardon me. When I say that they invented money, I mean, before then they had a time frame where they would use like gold coins, silver coins, etc. But before then, the original nation, right, the original peoples of the planet, that we didn't use money. We had a barter system. We traded commodity versus commodity. Like, so we have, like, for instance, somebody had traded cotton for the tobacco. Somebody would trade the tobacco for some cows. Somebody trade the cows for some fruits and vegetables. It was real commodities. It was real livestock. It was real vegetation. It was real materials were being traded for one nation to another. Where he came in, the Johnny Come Lately came in, this is the small hat, the hook nose. He had the letters of credit, which was the letters of debt. He didn't have anything to trade. So the original concept of money was based on like an IOU slip, like I'll pay you back. I don't have it right now, I'll get it to you later. Well, when it came into the governments of the world, they introduced it as something to use, but they controlled the printing of it. And when the nations figured out, oh man, it's just a scheme, and they expelled them, they were stuck with the curse of money. They couldn't figure out how to go back to just the regular barter system. They were screwed. So this is why these folks are always getting put out everywhere. The money scheme is a curse in America. You know, you see people do the most wickedest things for money. And money, technically, if you really look at it, it's a magic trick. But if you really, really look at it, it's really an IOU slip. It doesn't provide, somebody else owes you some goods and services somewhere. You got to take it to somewhere. Now, if the person doesn't believe in money and they say, nah, man, I want that, I want something real, you're screwed. You are screwed. And the money of value, pardon me, let me say it this way. Anytime there's like some type of national catastrophe or a natural disaster, you see money don't mean nothing all of a sudden. If you don't have that resource in hand, the money means nothing. Because the magic trick doesn't work in a state of panic. It only works when everything it's a trick. It's just like you go to the magic show. The magic is magic. Money is magic. You can get women to do things, beloved, that they would never do. But they think they can take that money and go trade it in for another resource, and they can. The minute that people figure out how to just get the natural resource without the money thing is screwed. It's a trick. They're running a magic trick, beloved. So this is why they was expelled. We talking about small hats and hook noses now. Out of over 109 nations on the planet, right? Let's go back. Let's take you back even further than that. Let's go back even further than that, right? Maybe this will bring clarity to the whole thing, and we can put everything on the table at the same time. You know, in the planet's history, beloved, there was a time that 7 continents didn't exist. Right? This is where we get the term Asiatic from. There was a time in the planet's history where the 7 continents that we have today, they didn't exist. So that means, let me see, the North America, South America, Africa, Europe, Australia. Oh, that's all missing. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Antarctica and Asia. That's the 7. Okay, so Asia, Antarctica, Australia, Europe, Africa, South America, and North America. There was a time in the planet's history, beloved, that these 7 lands was just one. It wasn't split up yet. Right? Okay. That one landmass, there's no Africa, there's no America, there's no Europe, there's no Australia. You just got one landmass. That one landmass is called Asia. Asia just means the land. Right? Okay. The planet Earth is 196,940,000 square miles, right? Okay, we also know that the land is 57,255,000 square miles, and we know that the water on planet Earth takes up 139,685,000 square miles. Okay, that land, the 57,255,000 square miles, that's Asia. All the lands are one, right? Okay. On the land of Asia, which is just the land when it's connected and it's one. This is what you call all the lands when it's just one. Crackers say Pangea. We say Asia, right? Okay. When the land is just one, the first people group on the land, we would call them today the black man and the black woman, right? The black man and the black woman has people living inside of us. We have a brown seed and a red seed that lives inside of us. When the black man is sexually active with the black woman, the seed of the black man can run wild. This is based on the land, the water, the climate, the sun, etc. That seed can run wild in the black woman, and that seed can produce a red man and a brown man. These people live inside of us, right? All right, now let's stop there. You know, it's not like what's the word I'm looking for? When you hear people say the black man and black woman is the mothers and fathers of civilization, that's just not like some catchy phrase to use. That's not like a catchy phrase like, oh, no, that's real. The black man and the black woman is the mothers and fathers of civilization. What you see when you see the brown seed and the red seed, you see in a different manifestation of yourself. You, as a black man and black woman, this is a manifestation of you in a different form, in a different melanated form, the brown man and the red man. Inside of that brown man lives a people group today we would call the yellow seed. The yellow seed come out of the brown man. Now, on the planet, on Asia, Asia means what? Asia means when all the land was one. In Asia, you had the black seed, the brown, the red, and the yellow. We were already living on the top side of the lands. I want to paint this picture. There is no one. There is no Atlantic Ocean. There is no Pacific Ocean. There is no Indian Ocean. There's none of. It's just all the lands are one. Lakes, rivers, streams are running through the landmass, but it's all just one. There is no Antarctica yet. It's just one landmass, and the black seed and the brown and the red and yellow is moving throughout all of Asia. Right? These are the original nations. These are the original peoples of this planet. Right? We don't know what happened. A meteor could have hit. Who knows? Something happened and it made the continent, it made it shift, split, where you start to, it's a drift now, where you all of a sudden, now you do have an Atlantic Ocean. Now you do got it because the lands are split now. Now you got an America, you got a North America, you got a South America, you got an Africa, you got a Europe, you got an Australia, you got an Antarctica, you got an Asia, but now there's already people living there. There's people already living there. This is why when you hear indigenous brothers that talk and say, well, the black man was in America before the slave trade. Of course you was, because you're Asiatic. When you say that you are Asiatic, you're saying we already lived on the land when it was one. That goes hand in hand. This is why we can call Kamala Harris an Asiatic. It's like, oh, well, that's because she has a bloodline that runs from us. But she was already here through us when the land was one. This is also why we do not call the so-called white man an Asiatic. No, he was not here when the land masses was one. He came after the 7 continental drifts. When he got to this planet, right? There was a North America here, there was a South America here. So that's why come when he come out of the caves of Europe, right? He's on his expeditions. Every landmass he went to, original people was already there. He didn't go nowhere, discovered anything. It was already people there. When he's late. He's the Johnny come lately. We already here. He's not here. He come late. He's a baby on the planet. He's trying to figure things out. He's studying everything. He's new to. We're not new to the planet. Ain't nothing new to us. We just kick back. We chilling. Now you see how the money come into play. The original people didn't need no money. We traded real hard resources with real hard resources. He doesn't have no land. So he has to get land through a trick. He have to come in contact with original people, with a religion, with a gun, and a money scheme. And this is how he come in and take. He rules original nations and original peoples through a trick. This is what we call tricknology, which is tricks, lies, and deceit. He used this because he don't have, the lands are taken up. Everything is already occupied. He came to the classroom late. Class is already in session. It's only an hour long. He come at the 40-minute mark. He pops in. The seats are taken. He have to trick somebody to get out of the seat. The seats are taken already. Everywhere he went on the planet, people was already, melanated people was already there. When you see a so-called yellow man, that's proof of the existence of the black man. When you see a so-called brown man, that's proof of the existence of the black man. When you see a so-called red man, that's proof of the existence of the black. They came from us. They all came from us. So it was the devil's job to come on the planet to turn our children against us. He did that through the form of religion. It's a reason why he's painting these religious deities. He's painting them white. He's making them hate their own melanated skin, which is making them love him and hate us. That's the hustle he's using. It's a reason why he painted the Jesus picture white. That's a reason why he's doing that. And the angels is white, and it's a reason why he's doing that. Now he come in contact with the brown seed. The brown seed hate his skin, which is brown, because he wants to be white. He come because the dude came with a religion, right? Now he's looking at his forefathers, which is us. He's looking at his forefather, which is us. He hates us. He's trying to get close to the picture that the trickster brought him. But you know what? That trick ain't working like it used to. Beloved, that trick is not working like it used to. Right? I even think in this conversation we may touch on the law of polarity, because we're dealing with his nature as an adversary, as a wicked we're dealing with his nature now. And we must remember that all is the mind. And this universe is mental. All is the mind in this universe is mental. To our brother 10 Speed, the reasons why that we look at other groups like they are us, because they came from us. That's the jacket that we gotta wear. We are really the mothers and fathers of civilization. That's the jacket that we must wear. But we are not ourselves. We're not in community. We're not in community anymore. This world, this planet is screaming for a black community. Community is fellowship. Fellowship is companionship, and companionship is a sexual relationship. There was a time, beloved, that our people were so pure in the mind. When the devil was coming to these continents, he's taking a boat, an expedition everywhere he go. He come into the land. The first time he see original peoples, we have no clothes on. We're naked. The men and the women are naked. That shows you a mind of purity that we had. I can show you cultural pictures of brown seed indigenous people from South America. Then I can show you black seed indigenous people from Africa, and both of them got the lip plate in their lip. How would one learn that from another unless, see, they're from the ancient of days. I'm gonna say it again. I want you to listen, beloved. I can show you a cultural picture with the brown seed women and the Amazons of South America, and I can also show you a cultural picture of the black seed women in Africa, but they both got the lip plate in their lip. How did they learn that? Who taught who that? Who was the originator of that? We're all just one family. So there was a man that came amongst us, and he was asked the question. He was like, yo, how many original people is in the wilderness in North America? Right? The answer was 17 million. Plus the red seed, which is they call the Indians, which is 2 million, equal to 19 million. A man and woman of knowledge of self, they don't split the seeds up. They're the same family. They're not two different people. But when the devil came amongst us, he divided us up. Oh, look, your hair, everything, check it out. Everything that we had in common, he made like it wasn't in common. So, cause I even give you this. You know, when you have the knowledge of self, the so-called white man is also called the colored man. I want you to think of the wisdom in this. He is called the colored man. When a white man came amongst us, he said we were colored. He said y'all people are colored. No, that's not so. We just brown people. The original nation, we just different shades of brown. black brown, brown brown, red brown, and yellow brown. We are really just different shades of wheat. If you look at wheat in the field, wheat comes all different shades. So the only person that's colored is him. He's the pale guy. He sticks out. No, you're the only one colored. If you put all the brown of all the original peoples get together, and you bring the devil in, he's the colored person. He sticks out. No, we're not colored. We're just different melanated shades. He sticks out like a thumb. You know what I'm saying? Like a sore thumb. Like, beloved, even though we can call ourselves the black seed, we're not really like black, like the colored black. All of us is just shades of brown. So the devil came amongst us. He just pointed, look, your hair is different than his hair, and your foot is different than his foot, and where your cheekbone. He just pointed out the difference amongst us, and we fell for it. But he needed land. He had no land. He needed the resources. He had no resources. So he came with a trick. He's a trickster. He's not an Asiatic. We are Asiatics. We were on the land when it was one. We don't know nothing this dude is talking about. The mistake that we make is that we allow him to give us our history when he's the new one on the. How can he give us our history? He's the new one on the planet. He came to the Americas and he said, "What the dark-skinned people got here, we brought them on the boat from Africa." And then he told the Red Sea brothers, "Y'all came over here off the Bering Strait." None of us got that in our history. Of course we know that there was a slave trade. Of course we know that there was black seeds that were brought over. But you're talking about to the tune of 12 million? That's what they give today. When I was coming up, they used to say 100 million. W.E.B. Du Bois used to say 100 million came over on the slave trade, because that's what they taught him. Now we see what numbers is. We know, wait a minute, there's no way they took 100 million from nowhere. So you wising it up. So they keep dropping the numbers to appease you. One day they can't even give you the 12 million, they're gonna give you $1 million. And one day they're gonna give you the $1 million, they're gonna give you $500,000. And then by the time you figure it all out, it's gonna be even less than that. He runs it with a trick. The Bering Strait argument is a trick. Oh, some Indians came over, they walked across the Bering Strait, which is like 60 miles long. You mean to tell me a whole people group walked over, got to Alaska, walked down to Canada, populated that, come down to the territory that we call the United States, populated that, and went all the way down to Mexico? No, that doesn't make any sense. Those are Asiatics. That's how you kill that madness. No, beloved, those Asiatics mean when the land was one, they was already here. So when it split, anybody cross over from nowhere, we was already here. We all from Africa. Florida was Africa. Florida was Africa. South America and Africa was connected. It was all one. It don't take you can get a 4-year-old, you can get a 5th grader, a 6th grader to come in, they look at a map, they can put the puzzle together, see where all these lands fit together. Okay, when it fit together, that's called Asia. We lived on the top of the land when it was Asia. He wasn't here yet. He came here off a trick, right? So, beloved, I also want to just close by saying this, because, you know, I touched on this a little bit the last time we had the conversation. We didn't go so far in depth when we was having this conversation. We were talking about kingdoms, United States being part of an empire, etc. We talked a lot about that the last conversation that we had, right? You have to look at where you're living. Look at where you're living. The oldest people of the planet don't look like the oldest people anymore. And you got to ask yourself, well, why does it look this way? In my estimate, beloved, what is going on is this. We have to really take our time and break down what a kingdom is. We talked about it on the last conversation, but we're going to talk about it again. A kingdom is not a democracy. It's not a religion. It's not a republic. It's a governing influence of a king over his territory. The king is impacting his land or his territory based on his will, his purpose, his intent, and his job, right, is to produce a citizen, a group of people, right, that express his culture and reflect his nature. The reason why original peoples are like we are in the West is because we're living in the kingdom. We are all forms of King James. All of us as melanated people. I said this before. In 1606, when King James, right, King James the First of England, he granted that charter to the Virginia Company of London to colonize the American coast. Colonization means you're going to reflect what the king looked like. You're going to look like his purpose. You're going to look like his intent. You're going to look like his will. So all melanated people underneath King James rule is governed by a King James Bible. You melanated, you don't want no other version. You want the King James Bible. You speak English. You have Christian names. All of your cities, all your family members, all you see is English names on every street corner, everything in America. This is the reflection of the king. This is his will. This is his purpose. You look like he wants you to look. His job is to produce a citizenry of people that express his culture. We got King James culture. We reflect his nature. We living in the kingdom. This is why we all Christians. It ain't because we just melanated people, original people just broke down some book and just, no, he gave us the book. He gave us his version of the book. And listen, we swear by our lives. We don't want no other version. Listen to original people when they get religious. No, I don't like, somebody go get me the King James version. Yeah, that's the kingdom. Yeah, this is why you, this is why you are what you are. And this is from Britain. This is the first thing, 13 British colonies. 13 British, we heard this over and over and over. We just never really internalized what this meant. The Red Sea and the Black Sea was on the plantation together in the Americas. The trickster split us up. He made one think he from over here. He made the other one think he from over there. But the gig is up. Or the jig is up, I should say. Pardon me. Original peoples is coming like, no, we don't have a problem with each other. We only have a problem with each other when he's around. He's here to divide us up. When we just say, no, we gonna stick to what we got, it doesn't work well with him. If a man come and break up your family, that's where your power was at, in your family. He broke up your family because your power was in your family. So much so that I say this. If the black man and woman put their family back together, whatever you think you got a problem, you won't have that problem no more. Check it out. And I'm going to leave you with this. The coldest game in the world is to turn poor people against each other. That's a cold game. America doesn't work if poor people and melanated people stick together. It only works when you turn us against each other. Every single business that's in place is ran by poor people. The dollar store, Walmart, Sam's Club, the gas stations, the hotels, the everything. All poor people working inside these things. These places. Ain't no rich folks driving no trucks. Ain't no rich folks on no warehouses and no forklift. Poor people do that. But look at the resources that we are steward over. The rich man's. If poor people just came together and said, you know what? We not finna just, because even the police officers, they're poor people trying to make a living to protect the rich. He's running a magic show. This man got a cold trick. If poor people stop being stewards over rich man's products, none of this shit will work. That's why we're going to eventually have a conversation about the mark of the beast. The most bugged out thing about the mark of the beast is it's poor people that's going to be controlling it, shedding out other poor people. Rich folks not going to come down and do nothing. They just putting everything in play with the money play. But the money is magic. It's not real. It's not real. So in other words, anytime there's a natural disaster or some type of emergency or catastrophe, we should be able to walk right into Walmart, take everything off the shelf and say, we good. Because the cashiers and everybody are poor people. The security guards are poor people. What do we care if the rich don't like it? Everybody got to get what they got to get. No, it's going to be poor people fighting other poor people to stop them from getting some resources. For what? Because the rich man, the small head, and sold them a dream that they can get what they want to get with money, but money is not real. Beloved, it's not real. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there, beloved. There is there's no such thing as Mexicans is not real. That's these fake borders that this man came and drew up. Ain't no such thing as Nigeria. Ain't no such thing as Mexico. Ain't no such thing as Brazil. You know, this man just came on the land, and even me, beloved, I'm from Ali Babu. You know what I'm saying? My folks is from Alabama. That's what we said today. These fake ass borders that he came and made, and there's no such thing as Louisiana, and no, he just made up these fake ass borders. He's a trickster. None of this shit is real. There's no such thing as a Gahanian. That's a fake border. That's a fake name he made. There's no such thing as Colombia. These are names he pulled out of his ass from Europe. I could take you so far back, beloved. Europe it wasn't even his. I can go so far to show you that the original Europeans, they were black. They were melanated. When I'm telling you this man came last, he's not an Asiatic. He runs a trick on us, but he's not no Asiatic. He came after. He's a made man. He's a common sort. He's a trickster. Right? We'll leave it there. Beloved, we'll leave it there. You know, we just wanted to have a conversation with the family. You know, there is no such thing as California. These are fake borders. There's no such thing as California for real. There's no such thing. I mean, it's good for identification purposes. I could say California, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But he started all this border stuff that didn't exist. Families and tribes. And families are tribes. You know, and he show you these tribes, they are primitive and all this, and he wants you to think you got, no, man, family and tribes, those are the same. That's synonymous with each other. It's the same thing. Everybody came from the black tribe. The brown seed, the red and the yellow, they all came from the black tribe. They all came from us. It's just a trickster that's running it. But he's finna fall. He's finna fall. And we just can't let him turn poor people against each other just because he's finna fall. And that money thing is not going to work when he falls. The money only is working because when you don't want to buy into the money, he has a military. The gun keeps the money alive. The gun keeps it alive. One day we're going to have to talk about our brown brother Hugo Chavez. We're going to talk about brother because Hugo was a genius. And we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there because we may have to tap in and talk about Castro and talk about Hugo because Hugo... Peace and black power to your family. We may have to talk about Venezuela in a whole nother light when we do that, right? Until next time, though, this is indeed Real Black Heart to the Phone Podcast. It's your brother V. Man, I'm getting with you guys later. Peace, peace, beloved, and more peace.
Yeah. We right here. We ain't going nowhere. Yeah. We still in Morocco, and we still ain't found the chosen prophet or apostle. And we still see rappers die every day like Pop Smoke. They gon' do you like P&B Rock at Roscoe's. Ain't take off, the chain don't take off, we still got shot though. Gotta bite my tongue on this one say a lot though. For real, one say a lot though. Yeah, we still in Morocco, yeah, but we still on the block though. Yeah, we still getting chased by the cops though. And we still gotta slide on the ops, bro. Cause when you live fast, you gon' die slow. What I live for, I'ma die for. When you live fast, you gon' die slow. I just hope I die in Morocco. Yeah, 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 yeah. We still in Morocco, and we still screaming free El Chapo. Still need a plug like Pablo. Got a guy that's look like a model. She mulatto. Same thing that I live for, it's what I die for. It's survival. Still gang cause it's tribal. You can never leave the streets behind you. With so many ops and rivals, I sleep with it with my eyes closed. Locked up where the time go. Back out, now you grind slow. Money funny, we ain't laughing though. Wearing guns like fashion though. The Black Mobs, Black Capone, Crip Jesus book, chapter 1. We still in Morocco, but we still on the block though. And we still getting chased by the cops though. And we still gotta slide on the ops, bro. When you live fast, you gon' die slow. What I live for, I'ma die for. When you live fast, you gon' die slow. I just hope I die in Morocco. Yeah, 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 yeah. And the empire of Morocco seized the devil and bound him for 1,000 years, throwing him into the bottomless pit forever and ever. Amen. We still in Morocco, yeah, but we still on the block though. And we still getting chased by the cops though. And we still gotta slide on the ops, bro. When you live fast, you gon' die slow. What I live for, I'ma die for. When you live fast, you gon' die slow. I just hope I die in Morocco. Yeah, 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 yeah. Amen.
Thanks for listening. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Google, Anchor, Spotify, and Facebook. Also, don't forget to like, share, and comment on the podcast. Your opinion of what you just heard is important to the platform. So yes, beloved, your comments are the engine and fuel to the machine. Stay blessed and have a powerful day.